There are more than 180,000 acquisition personnel working in the Department of Defense alone. This begs the question, how does the government buy and purchases? And that is exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. I think that it is extremely important to understand how the government functions when it comes to government contracting and procurement, because this will allow us to better position ourselves and become active instead of reactive. Hi guys, I am Humam, and today's topic is very interesting. This video will allow you to understand the acquisition stages that the government follows and how and what can your business do in each of these stages. Before we begin, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Let's go. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have more than 180,000 personnel working in the Department of Defense with acquisition. So you have a lot of people involved in the process of government contracting, and we want to dive into the process that they follow. And here, if I scroll down, you see in this other chart that we have engineers, we have contracting officers, we have program managers, facility engineers, and so on. And we're talking about 46,000 engineers, 28,000 contractors, 14,000, almost 15,000 working with program management. It's a huge number of people with different backgrounds and different professions trying to give the government the best informed decisions when it comes to purchasing. But today my goal is to give you and your business an inside look at how the government plans purchases so you can align your business strategy. I've tried to simplify the process into 6 different acquisition stages, and we will go through each stage. So first we start with the requirements definition stage, then market research, acquisition planning, solicitation, evaluation and award, and finally contract administration. First, we have the requirements definition stage. What happens internally at the agencies is that they define a specific need, and then they start looking into whether they need to purchase a product or service to cover this need. So you may see the agency start drafting a statement of work or starting to refine the performance objectives. Well, in this very early stage, what you can do actually is you can look out for forecasts. You can find forecasts on acquisitiongateway.gov/forecast, and I can show you really quickly here. Here in this portal, we can see that we have almost 10,000 items, which are essentially forecasts that we can look into. And this is very good because it gives us some sort of an idea about what's gonna happen, what the agencies are thinking about purchasing, and so on. So here we have a forecast about architectural services, and we are in the acquisition planning phase, and we know that the contract value will be around $150,000 to $250,000, and we know which region. We have a lot of details. We even have a small business specialist info and point of contact email. So this is an excellent way for us to start building relationships as soon as possible. We can start looking into our niche and see what the government is planning on doing in the future. So by looking at these forecasts, we can align our capabilities with agency missions, and we can prepare a targeted capability statements. The sooner we start building relationships with agencies, the higher our chance will be to be awarded the opportunity. It is a very early stage, and this is maybe a bit too much to do for everybody in general, but I just want to mention what you can do at every stage, and I think it could be good to know about this. So we head to the next phase. It's the market research phase. So in this phase, the agency shifts the idea to something more realistic. They know that there's a higher probability for them to actually purchase this product or service to cover their need. So the contracting officers start evaluating available market solutions and consider set-asides for small businesses. This is the phase where agencies will come out with RFIs and sources-sought, and they are essentially looking to see what the market can offer. Are there any good market solutions out there that would be a good fit to what the government is looking for, and so on. So what your business can do in this phase is to respond to inquiries. You can respond to sources sought and RFIs on SAM.gov. I can show you really quickly how you can do that. So we head to SAM.gov, we click on contracting, advanced search. What we need to do here is we click on notice type and we choose sources sought. And here we will get all of the inquiries that the government want us to respond to. This is not a solicitation where you will be awarded any amount of money. So why should I respond to the government's sources sought and requests for informations? You will have the opportunity to shape the requirements of future solicitations. If the government chooses to take this RFI to the next phase, you will have a higher probability of winning this by defining NAICS codes. Maybe the NAICS code that is in the RFI targets larger businesses and you are a small business. So you can try to shape the requirements by suggesting a smaller NAICS code, or maybe you're a larger business that actually want to expand the NAICS code to a NAICS code where you can actually bid. You can also argument to the contracting officer why this opportunity should be a set-aside opportunity if you have any set-aside certification if you are a small business. And if you have any certifications, you can also mention that in your response and why it would be good for the agency to use the certifications that your business has. This is also a good opportunity for you to form partnerships with other primes if you are still interested in this opportunity, but it looks like it will be for larger companies than yours. A final tip that I have here is that having a clear value proposition can position your business favorably before a formal solicitation is even released. So try to be as clear and as compliant with the requirements as possible. Next, we have the acquisition planning phase. If the government sees after its market research that it wants to proceed with this opportunity, then it starts looking into which contract type would be the optimal one for this opportunity and which acquisition approach they want to follow. So what your business can do in this stage is similar to the previous stage. I just added some extra tips. If you know after talking with the contracting officers and building some relationships that there will be a certification, this is the time for you to obtain relevant small business certifications or set-aside certifications and so on. You may also want to look into securing a spot at a relevant contract vehicle to the opportunity you responded to. And then, of course, you want to try to connect as much as possible. You can, as an example, connect with OSDBUs, which stands for Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization, and you can try to participate with agency outreach events. You can see a very common thing that I've been just mentioning. Networking, and building relationships is really key. Now we come to the solicitation phase. The government had its forecasts and then it did its market research, and it now knows exactly what it wants to purchase, how it wants to purchase it, and what requirements that are needed. So in the solicitation phase, the agencies formally post the opportunity. You will see RFPs, requests for proposals, RFQs, requests for quote, IFB, invitation for bid. You can find these on SAM.gov as an example. So if I head to SAM.gov, what I did before was I filtered by notice types equal to sources sought, and now I want to filter after solicitation, combined synopsis, solicitation, and here I should get my RFQs and RFPs. But as you guys know, search is a bit complicated, so I'll show you an easier way at the end. You want to be ahead of your competition, so try to set up as many alerts as possible for the opportunities you are interested in. You can do that on SAM.gov, or by monitoring GSA eBuy regularly. It is important to be as active as possible, so try to attend pre-solicitation meetings, participate in pre-bid conferences, and ask clarifying questions. Continue connecting with the contracting officer. And now we come to the evaluation and award phase. The agency makes a final decision on who gets awarded the opportunity based on the technical details, your past performance, and your price. And usually we have an evaluation team that reviews all of the incoming proposals. In some cases, it's called a source selection valuation board, and they make the decision on who gets awarded the opportunities. What your business should be doing at this stage is, of course, submit the proposal, try to include all of the evaluation criteria, and respond to all of the requirements in your proposal. Don't forget to highlight your unique differentiators by referencing your past performance, your technical skills, your certifications, and so on. And if you don't win the opportunity, you can ask the contracting officer for a debriefing that you can use to improve future bids. And finally, we come to the last stage, contract administration. In this stage, the government has already awarded the opportunity to a business. So what will happen is that the agency will track quality, delivery timelines, and overall execution. And it will keep track of all of the compliance requirements. So there should be records that show adherence to contract terms and requirements. And when the product or service is delivered, the government goes through a contract closeout phase where they finalize the termination of the contract. So what can you do in this case if you've been awarded the opportunity and you have a contract with the government? It's very important to think about the CPARS reviews that you may get. These are performance ratings that are documented in the Federal Past Performance System, and you can find that by visiting cpars.gov. And as you see, the website is kind of similar to how SAM.gov looks like. If you have established a good relationship with the agency and they're happy with your performance, well, there's a chance for you to extend the contract and continue working with the agency. Those are the 6 stages that we covered today. Many people start from here. They try using SAM.gov or another platform to capture opportunities and then give their response. But you see that you have 3 extra steps that you can focus on to grow and to win more opportunities. So try looking into forecasts when you are in the requirements definition page so that you can better align your business's capability to what the agencies are looking for. In the market research, try to respond to RFIs and sources sought to shape them so that your business has a higher opportunity to compete and win. And the acquisition planning phase, try to build relationships and introduce your business to the contracting officer. And that is essentially what you also want to do in the market research and the requirements definition phase. And this is really the main message behind this video. If you are stuck at the solicitation phase without any luck, then maybe you have to look at the earlier stages and see if you are missing out on something, or look into whether you can establish your business and introduce your business to the agencies through these ways. Before I finish off this video, I want to talk briefly about SAMSearch. In the market research, acquisition planning, and solicitation phase, SAMSearch helps you with capture. It helps you with bid, no bid decisions by using AI chat, by using the analytics feature that it offers. And when it comes to submitting a proposal, SAMSearch helps you with writing a proposal using AI. SAMSearch also helps you manage this whole process using a powerful pursuit management feature called Journey Hub. So using SAMSearch, you can find federal, state, local city opportunities. You can also find federal grants and SBIR opportunities. To make fast bid, no bid decisions, you can chat with all of the solicitation documents and attachments using AI by just clicking the Ask SAMSearch AI button, and you can get a proposal draft using your business documents and the proposal solicitation document. If you are interested, visit samsearch.co today and you can chat with us by clicking on this button here in the corner. Thanks a lot for watching. I really enjoyed making this video for you guys and I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers.